Here's Caitlin Clark clearly getting nudged by Joey Carrington as she drives inside. Instead of acknowledging the foul, Carrington chose to mock Clark, implying she was exaggerating the contact.
Forcing 10 turnovers. Right there you see DJ.
Although Caitlin appears calm and unbothered, you can see the frustration in her eyes after Carrington's little act. So, in their next encounter, Caitlin didn't hesitate. She shut it down immediately, hitting her with a cold step-back three over the left shoulder.
Left shoulder. Austin had her 11th double-double of the season, and Clark!
That step-back was so filthy, it looked like Carrington lost an eyelash in the process. And when Carrington tried to shush her after getting a bucket, Caitlin wasted no time. She went right at her, bullying her inside and...
What does Clark have up her sleeve this time? Oh, she gets it to go!
See, this is just a taste of what happens if you mess with Caitlin Clark, and here are 4 more times where she sought revenge on her biggest haters and humbled them afterward. Anyway, on top of the list we got her longtime rival Angel Reese. So the first blood happened during the latter part of the 2023 NCAA championship game when Reese was caught rubbing it off Caitlin's face as she taunted her multiple times before the final buzzer went off.
Knows a ring is coming.
Although Caitlin rarely responds to trivial matters, she lets her performance speak for itself. In her highly anticipated WNBA debut against the Chicago Sky, she did just that, leading her team to a decisive victory.
That's great points. Barb is done and how living out their dreams today.
And right.
2 days after that statement win, reporters asked Caitlin why so many people tuned in to watch the Fever Sky game. While the obvious answer was clear to everyone, Reese had a different response, one that only added more fuel to the fire.
Back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
I'm not sure if Caitlin heard that interview or not, but in their next matchup, she showed up with vengeance in her back pocket. She torched the Sky early, found openings with ease, and despite Angel's pals trying to create some space, Caitlin stayed on fire, and no one from the Sky could slow her down. By the third quarter, in a desperate attempt to stop her, Reese resorted to a dirty play.
Trying to find some space.
Reese nearly took Caitlin's head off with that hard foul, which was rightfully upgraded to a flagrant one. But instead of reacting or retaliating, Cece simply walked away and calmly knocked down her free throws. That didn't mean Caitlin let Reese off the hook, though, far from it. After that incident, she went full god mode in the final quarter, putting on a clinic. By the time the game was over, she had flirted with a triple-double, dropping 23 points, grabbing 8 rebounds, and dishing out 9 assists to secure a second straight win against Reese and the Sky. And yet, despite everything she's done and said about Caitlin, Reese still insists there's no beef, no jealousy, no bitterness, which, let's be real, sounds pretty ridiculous.
Ever. 3 Sky players.
After exposing Angel Reese, let's shift our focus to another outspoken Caitlin Clark hater, none other than Cheryl Reeve. It all began when Reeve was asked during a press conference about Caitlin being the projected #1 overall pick in the recent draft. Without hesitation, she delivered a stone-cold response.
It's a game that we do both love, but there is no hate. No hate. We're going to play on the same team one day, I'm sure. We're going to definitely play on this.
As expected, Caitlin was drafted #1 overall by the Fever, making headlines ahead of the season. But Reeve wasn't about to let her steal all the spotlight. She posted what seemed like a harmless WNBA promotional tweet, except for one not-so-subtle jab at Caitlin. At the end of her post, she included the hashtag the W is more than one player, making it clear she wasn't here for the Caitlin Clark hype. And that was just the start of Reeve's shade. When asked about Caitlin and the Fever's first visit to Minnesota this season, her warm...
You're going to ask me privately, are we going to tank for Caitlin Clark and like that? Caitlin Clark might make you want to lose every game. But not here. Not.
On top of that, Reeve doubled down on her Caitlin Clark slander by wearing a black girls rock shirt during the game, a move many saw as a clear statement. But while Reeve kept up with the provocations, Caitlin stayed silent, letting her game do the talking once again. Even though the Lynx managed to contain her for the first 3 quarters, CCE was simply saving the best for last. In the fourth, she went off, completely taking over and leading her team to a massive victory, securing her sweet revenge in the process.
Coach of the home team, there's going to be a lot of people cheering for that other side. How about one?
Not even one.
Clark. Uh-oh.
After CC put on a clinic on their home turf, Reeve seemed to backtrack on the hate, dialing down the shade and changing her tune about Caitlyn. During the post-game, she finally gave Caitlyn her well-deserved flowers and recognition, proof that, at the end of the day, greatness speaks for itself.
He knows that the reason why our teams around the league are having sellouts are because Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. So obviously, future Hall of Famer, and has had a great.
Before we wrap things up, let's talk about how Caitlyn humbled her biggest hater of all, Cheryl Swoops. Swoops had been riding the hate train since day one, constantly throwing out false narratives to downplay Caitlyn's accomplishments, even back in her Iowa days. She did everything she could to discredit her, but as always, Caitlyn let her game do the talking.
To break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it. Because there's a COVID year, then there's another year.
What year is this for her?
So this is her, she's a senior, but I think her COVID year was last year. Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Smart foul. Got to go to the players of the week. Both of them had weeks, and they're the next two opponents of the week. Caitlin Clark will be here on Sunday for the week, averaged 25, and Afisa Collier averaged over 25. Of course, the Lynx here Friday at 6:30 on ION. And then the Fever come here at 3 o'clock.